Welcome to The Topic, where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. I'm Dr. Darin Baskin, HCC's Executive Director for the Weekend in Honors College. We're here every Thursday afternoon when HCC is in session, live at 2 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Follow us on social media as Houston Community College District and watch us on HCC TV via the local cable provider. Listen, it's hard to believe we have whizzed right through this semester, but final exams are just around the corner. On today's show, we'll look at some resources for ending the semester strong. We want nothing but student success. First up, we'll be joined by someone who I consider a friend. I have known her a long time. We've had lots and lots of conversations. Amanda Guerrero, who is our Director of Instructional Support, who will tell us about tutoring. Amanda, welcome back to the show.
So much, Darin, for having us. We're very excited to be talking to our students, especially as you mentioned, we're nearing the end of the semester, and it's a critical time for all of us to be ending strong, keeping focused, maintaining that level of stress, and understanding what resources to reach out to when we need help.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. We are an extremely large institution, but we have just as many services to support our students. And one of those amazing student support services that we have is tutoring. So give us a little bit of information about your role in instructional services and focusing in on our tutoring programs.
Absolutely. So in my department, I oversee our face-to-face and real-time tutoring program. This is where our students can call into our call center. That telephone number is 713-718-8184. And one of our lab assistants or call center specialists will speak with the student, find out a little bit more about what they need help with, schedule them for either a face-to-face appointment at one of our 14 academic success centers, or we can schedule a real-time video conference tutoring session through Microsoft Teams. Our students don't need to really understand or know how to operate those systems. Our lab assistants will walk you through every step of the process. You just need to know to call that number when you need help. And we're here to help you out, really. There's another tutoring option available to all of our HCC students. That's called Upswing. It's managed through our online college, but that's an option that's also available through our website, where a student can upload an assignment or a paper, and they would generally get a response back within about 24 to 48 hours. It really just depends on how backlogged they might be or how busy they might be, where a faculty tutor will review the assignment or the paper and provide the student with some feedback. So those are the three main options for tutoring: face-to-face, video conference, or asynchronous through Upswing.
Hey, I believe that those are some amazing options because you are capturing every student at every modality that we offer as an institution. So kudos to the tutoring department. And you know, we say tutoring, we have our internal terminology. Let's break down tutoring just one step further. Can you provide our audience with what does tutoring entail? What help do you provide?
Absolutely. So students come for tutoring for just about every subject that we have at HCC. I will say that the majority of the tutoring that takes place is in writing and mathematics. So any course that you have that there's a writing component to it, if you're coming for content review, we have most all subjects covered content-wise, but all of our writing tutors can look over whatever writing assignments you might have. So let's just say you're taking chemistry and you have a lab report that you're working on. You may have all of the terminology and everything down straight with your chemistry content area, but perhaps the writing piece of it, your assignment may not be easily understood by the reader. So any one of our writing tutors can assist you with making your writing more effective. And then with mathematics, we find that our mathematics students, it's not just students that are taking courses that start with MATH. They might be students in our culinary program and they're working on conversions. or nursing, or in many of our workforce programs. Our mathematics tutors they're fantastic. We have many that cover high levels of mathematics. I'm talking about university physics, Cal 3, trigonometry, some of the higher levels, but we have a great many that cover everything from developmental on up. I think sometimes students might be intimidated or not reach out when they are stuck, and they can be stuck at any stage, whether it be at the beginning of an assignment, even before they've brainstormed and come up with the idea about the topic that they might want to write about in their research, or they might be, having a draft or two that they've even gotten feedback from the professor, and they know that they need to work on a few things with that. So we're here to help and meet our students where our students are at. We genuinely care about the success of our students, and if we can help you become a better writer or overcome whatever obstacle that you might be facing with some of those, math and science problems, we're here to do that. But we also cover workforce programs. We cover nursing, drafting, manufacturing, AutoCAD, fashion design, interior design, and American Sign Language. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. Your best bet is to call that number, regardless of class that you're in, and we'll see what we can do to help match you to a tutor.
Listen, Amanda, I could sit here and listen to you rattle off all of these services all day, because knowing that students have the support they need just makes my heart sing so loud, because we know that students that come to HCC, probably the areas that they need the most help in are writing and math. So I'm so glad you focused in on that, and I'm so glad you included in our conversation workforce, because we do have a lot of students in workforce development courses as well. So kudos to you. So let me just ask you this, because you've answered pretty much all of my questions. If you could tell students one thing before the semester ends, while we are approaching final exams, what piece of advice would you give them?
I guess the piece of advice that I would have is to take a deep breath. Everybody struggles at some point or another. Understand the resources that you do have at your fingertips, everything from counseling to even our food market pantries on campus, to tutoring, to library resources, and all of the various workshops that we offer. It's really important to understand what's at your fingertips. And it's never too late to reach out and ask for help. We will do everything that we can to give you what you need so that you can be successful.
I really think that summarized it. I mean, not only did you talk about your area of expertise, which is tutoring, you also brought in a lot of our health and wellness services that we provide to students as well. Final exam is definitely a stressful time. Tutors are there to assist. The director of instructional services is there to ensure that they assist. And we also have these health and wellness programs also available at your fingertips. Anytime you need them, all you have to do, like Amanda has said over and over again, is to reach out. So Amanda, thank you for the conversation. Thank you for the time, and thank you for the information.
Thank you for having us, Darin, and we look forward to speaking with you guys the next time.
Perfect. When we come back, we'll check out the library.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better, with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go.
Welcome back to the topic. We're discussing how to get ready for finals, which are right around the corner. In some of our classes, instead of a final, we have a capstone project along with or instead of that final exam. If you have to do research, guess where is the best place to go at HCC? It is one of our library locations. We have so many resources available to you in the library, and we are joined today by one of our unsung heroes in the library. Public Service Librarian Giselle Ayala is joining us today. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, we're excited. I love librarians. You guys do so much heavy lifting for the students at their time when they need help researching and writing. So thank you for the work that you guys do in the library. So some of us are old enough to remember a physical card catalog, but today's students, they have much more powerful tools at their disposal. Tell us about the library catalog and the Eagle Library Search, Giselle.
Well, the library catalog contains a list, and this is something that you guys have access to online. You don't even have to be a student to access it, but any student can access this the library catalog from home or from anywhere, and it's a giant list of all the books that HC libraries have. So it's not just books showing you my location, which is the Eastside Campus Library, but all 16 locations all together. All the libraries that we have together is that giant list of books and ebooks and other resources that you guys have access to. And that's a really good way where students can search if they're looking for like a hard copy, or if they want to view a book from home through our ebook collection, they're able to view it from there as well. And once you've already done your research through the library catalog and it's not enough, you also have the option of using our Eagle Library search engine, which is a really great place to get started on research. Why? Because it not only searches through the library catalog, it also searches through 100 of our most popular databases all in one search. So if you're curious, if you want to know where you want to get started, it's definitely those two areas, because doing one basic search will pull up so many resources. So it's not just about books or ebooks. It also includes journal articles, journal articles, videos, news articles, and every other resources that you guys could think of. And also depends on what your professor is asking of you.
Oh, great. Hey, that is great information. A lot of times students get a little confused when they're in the library, or they don't know who to talk to or which way to locate a text that they might want, whether it is an e-text or a physical text. So thank you for sharing that information. And you're about to make me go and look at this database and try to find something to read. So you got me excited now. And just speaking of databases, databases are another great way of finding information. I have used them my entire academic career, still use them today. Tell students why databases are important.
So our databases, we have over 250 databases that students can look through. And each database focuses on certain subjects or a broad range of subjects that students could, depending on what students are researching. All of the information that you find in our databases is accurate information, it's current information, and it is, very reliable information, because almost all of these journal articles and everything that you find on our databases is peer reviewed, meaning subject experts reviewed these journal articles to make sure that they are accurate and correct as possible. Well, as correct for students to use in their research assignment. So it's current, reliable information, and it's credible to any topic that students are the topic of choice that students are using to do their research assignments on.
Yeah, I think you're making great points, and I think what goes along with the idea that these are reliable sources is that they are scientifically peer reviewed, and I think you making that point is very important as far as research pertains. And I've heard from a little birdie, these little birdies love talking to me, that you guys already have curated some research guides for certain popular subjects that students like to research. Tell us about those.
So our research guides were created by subject librarians. Subject librarians are people that are in charge of certain subjects, and they create this giant research guide specifically on that subject. So if you're looking for maybe astronomy, if you're interested in astronomy, you could search up the research guide for astronomy, and you'll have all of that information regarding astronomy all in one location. So what books do we have on astronomy? Ebooks, journal articles, or open access resources that students can access from anywhere, and other websites that students could use that talk about astronomy. But it's not just astronomy, it's all these other subjects, such as business, art, maybe even any of the programs from healthcare. We have a bunch of research guides for almost all of the subjects that HC has.
So let me tell you what I hear you saying, Giselle. I hear you saying that I can go on to one of these research guides and have a one-stop drop and find so much information about a certain topic that I only have to go to this one location. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep, pretty much.
Simply amazing. Amazing. That's ingenious. I love it. So I also heard from another little birdie, you know, birds talk to me, that you guys provide more than just resources for study guides, that you also do webinars to develop skills. How can students access those?
So our webinars are accessed through our library website. So go on to the library.hcs.edu, and you have access to to the library homepage. In one section, that's, if you were to see it on the home screen, it's a black strip, and on the very end it says webinars. If you click on that, it'll give you a giant list of all the webinars that are available to students, and it's free, completely free, and it's done live by a live librarian. So it's not a robot, it's not a recorded video, though we do have those if you end up missing one of our webinars. But if you want live and you want to talk to a live librarian and ask them specific questions on that specific webinar, any student or faculty is welcome to do so. Some of the webinars that we actually have available are introductions to HC library databases. So if you're curious as to how databases work or how to do research on them or how to use them in its entirety, that's a very good webinar for you to sign up for. Or if you just need help on, okay, I know where all these databases are, but how do I do a search? Like, I've never done a search on a database before. We provide webinars on database searching, which is, once more, it's done by a live librarian. So if you have any questions, the librarian will be able to answer any questions that you may have. We also provide webinars on specific databases on how to use them, such as our really popular Gale in Context Opposing Viewpoints, which is a database that takes a very popular topic and gives you the pros and cons, or just different viewpoints of that same topic. So what is good about it? What is bad about it? What is this person saying? What is that person saying? And how to use it, and how to incorporate that into your research. If any research that you use from that database, you're able to use it over there.
Hey,
And also,
listen, let me say this, Giselle. Once we started talking about helping students, your little light started to shine so bright. You got super excited. I can see the smile on your face. That makes me so very happy. I am going to make a request with our producers that we bring you back so we can do a show just on the library, because I want to talk with you more. And you also mentioned that librarians do one-on-one. That's exciting. We're going to have to cover that in a longer segment. I have enjoyed our conversations. I see the light beaming off of you. You guys are our unsung heroes here in that library. Thank you for the work that you do. When we return, how to stay calm, cool, and collected during final exam season.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes.
welcome back to the topic. We're looking at how we are getting ready for final exams week. We have talked to the librarian, we have talked to the director of instructional initiatives for tutoring, and we're going to end this trip around final exams. We're talking to one of our amazing counselors here at HCC, Rocio Tharp. She has been here a while. I know this as a fact. She is full of information on how to deal with stressful situations like final exam week. Welcome to the show. I want to say you're muted or
Yes, no,
okay, there
I
we
know
go.
this. Thank you very much, Darin, for inviting me. Thank you very
Right.
much.
Happy to have you. Let's just jump right into it because this is one of those topics we hear a lot about. So let's learn about it. What is stress?
Well, stress is basically the response that the body has to any challenges or changes in our lives, basically. And the way we respond to those challenges is based on what we perceive as a threat or as a huge challenge, and how our body prepares to adjust to that particular circumstance.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right because you hear people saying all the time, people that are stressed, you hear them say things like, I have lower back pain or I have shoulder pain. And you have all these physical feelings or ailments that comes from the impact that stress has on your body. And then when we're looking at it from the aspect of higher ed, it causes you, that stress causes you not to be able to study as effectively as you might be able to, or stresses you to the point to where you might not be able to do the exam because you're so stressed about the exam. So that goes into how does stress impact the body?
Well, the main thing is that the body and the mind are fully connected. So what that means is that it doesn't matter if what we have in front of us is a real threat or a perceived threat. Our body is going to react to it in different ways. And if we expose to our body and our brain to high levels of stress for a long periods of time, eventually we can even get sick. Our immune system may be compromised, and we can even develop some additional complications like health problems because of the level of stress and the body trying to cope with those challenges.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head yet again, because a lot of times when we are dealing with stress, we're also dealing with how stress is impacting our body. So you're busy trying to get rid of the pain, but the stress is still there. The stressor, whatever caused that stress to happen. So I think you've hit the nail on the head. So let's talk about some methods on how to manage that stress.
Well, there are several things in which we can start handling the stress for any event that we are having in our lives, like just preparation for the finals. So one of the things that is important to understand is that we have to keep a very positive, like a mindset. Also, it's important to sleep well. It's very important also to, even though you have to study and get prepared, still, I think it's important to have some time to socialize, because what some research has shown is that if we socialize, actually our levels of stress go down, so we can actually handle and manage the stress much better. So socializing, sleeping well, exercising, keeping a positive attitude are pieces that, if we use them in a daily basis, can actually help us manage the stress in a much better way.
Yeah, I think you're right. Probably something that I have tried myself during stressful times is relaxation techniques. just finding a way to just breathe or finding a way to find a quiet space. So totally agree with that. And when as working in the counseling department and being able to talk with students about stress and help them to manage through the stress, when would you tell a student that they might need to get more professional help from the stress that they're experiencing?
Well, one of the things that normally we try to do every time we have contact with a student is to identify exactly what are the sources of stress that they are having. And in this particular situation, we need to also double check what they are already using that has worked for them in the past. Another piece, and I like what you just said, slow breathing is an important strategy that if you use daily, is very simple, inexpensive, and is just a really good technique just for you to connect with your brain and just to let your brain and your body know that there is no danger out there. So we normally talk about different strategies that they can use, how to switch from a negative kind of train of thoughts to a more positive one, using daily breathing techniques just to get accustomed to that kind of a strategy, get familiar with it. So when you need it, when you really, really need it, you can immediately have it as a familiar strategy. And obviously going for walks, talk to friends, having some breaks between study moments so you can actually just enjoy life and you can just manage better the pressure of finishing exams and projects.
Well, I actually think that you've hit the nail on the head and you've actually answered my last question as well. So I am happy to say that we have some amazing counselors here at Houston Community College to be able to assist our amazing students and our staff and faculty with any type of stress-related issues they might be experiencing. So I want to say kudos to you and the counseling department. I appreciate the work that you do. It is that type of work that causes us to be the best version of ourselves. So thank you so much. Thanks for joining us on the topic today. If you enjoyed the show, follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Houston Community College District. To listen to the topic and more HCC TV programming, visit hccs.edu/podcast. Thanks for watching the topic on HCC TV. Happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving. I'm Dr. Darin Baskin. Until we see you again.